Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you the fragrances that I have beside my bed. These are the ones that I tend to gravitate towards just before I go to sleep. So I've got 5 here and yeah, I have them there all the time. I rotate ones out, but these are the ones that I tend to keep on my nightstand all the time. Sometimes I'll choose other fragrances, but these are kind of a little bit of a mixture of sexy slash comforting, and they're just fragrances that kind of make me feel relaxed, and they're great for going to sleep or not. So I'll share them with you, and none of these fragrances are super potent, so they're not gonna like choke out your partner either. Like there's nothing worse than putting on a fragrance and getting into bed and your husband going, "What did you just put on?" because it's just too strong. So these are all a little bit more soft. They're feminine, they're sexy, they're sweet, and I really enjoy wearing them. We're gonna start with a celebrity scent. This is Sofia Vergara's Love. Now some people say that this is similar to something like a black opium. I think people say that because it's got coffee in it. I find this one to be more fruity than like coffee-esque. The main fruit accord that I get in this is passion fruit. There's also green apple and mandarin. I don't really notice that. I notice passion fruit and just a general overall fruitiness in this fragrance. It's just really sweet, kind of a little bit warm. It has orange blossom, coffee blossom, and magnolia. I notice the florals, but I don't really notice any of those specific ones. This also has coffee, there's praline in here, vanilla. So it's just kind of a warm, sweet, fruity floral. Light on the floral, even though there's quite a few floral notes in here. It just smells alluring and sensual. I really like the sweetness in here. It's not too much. It feels a little bit more dark fruits. In fact, it almost has a blackberry and chocolate vibe for me. So I really enjoy wearing this one. I think it smells really excellent. It's super affordable, and for bedtime, like I don't smell it for that long. So I prefer to wear a little bit less expensive fragrances, but I definitely want to smell good when I go to bed, and this one is definitely one of them. I was gonna say that I thought this one would be the most sexy of the bunch, but honestly, they're all rather sexy except for one. So anyway, really enjoy wearing this one. Okay, the next one, I talk about it too much, so I'm just gonna mention it, but honestly, it's one that I wear to bed probably more than anything, and I actually wear it to bed throughout the summer a ton, and will definitely wear it throughout the winter, and it is RIVE Fleur de Femme. This is supposed to be a dupe for Poison Girl. I love this. Now, where this is different is it's got some cherry in it. I just think this is so sexy. There's almond in it. It's really sweet, a little bit thick. That almond just creates a little bit of softness to it. Almost a bit of powder, but then with that cherry, I think there's mandarin in this too. It's just really just delicious. So I really enjoy wearing this one. This one lasts a decent amount of time, like 5 or 6 hours. But yeah, I just find this one uber sexy, sensual deliciousness. So love wearing this one to bed. Okay, one that I've talked about, and I call it my guilty pleasure, is Sweet by LOLITA LEMPIKA. I think I got this actually from Lori. So she bought it. It was on Shoppers Drug Mart end cap for 20 bucks. And she wasn't a fan of it. This one, it's got a really synthetic cherry note in it. So I'm not quite sure why I love it so much, because I'm not really a fan of synthetic cherry, but I love this thing. So it smells, it reminds me of cherry lick-a-stick back in the day, you know, those sugared powder sugar, and you had the candy stick and you'd stick it in there and then you'd lick the stick, and the stick just really, it's like putting a chalk in your mouth. So it would put the hair up on the back of my neck, but I really love that powder, so I just kind of suck it through the bag because I couldn't stand that stick. Or I'd lick my finger and then just lick the powder that way. This kind of gives me that vibe. It's very sweet. When it dries down, it smells like a sweet, slightly cherry powdered sugar. Really, can you go wrong with slightly cherry powdered sugar? I don't think so. Like I'm not complaining about it. It's light, it's airy, it's a little bit delicate. So I just think this one is really nice. Now the cool thing about Sweet is that once it dries down, like sometimes a fragrance like this can feel a little bit heavy. This one just feels super delicate. It leaves a beautiful just kind of sweetness on the skin, and I really enjoy it. I've worn it quite a lot. The other thing is that this is not overpowering, so I can actually go ham and spray quite a lot, so I smell myself and feel all cozy and happy. But it certainly isn't overpowering, and Troy doesn't even notice it if I put it on. So yeah, really enjoy this one. It's really synthetic. It's just basically synthetic, almost like cherry candy powdered sugar. Okay, now I love this next one. It has terrible longevity and it's not overly affordable. So it's like 80 bucks or something like that, even on the websites. But it is Hugo Boss, the scent Private Accord. This one smells like a By Terry's chocolate orange, powdered, like kind of, you take the chocolate, the milk chocolate, and you grate it really, really fine on like those rasps, and then you put it in your mouth. That's kind of what you get. So I love that little hit of orange. I think there's osmanthus in this one. I think there may be coffee in this one too. Definitely that cocoa smell comes out, so you definitely get that milk chocolate vibe. This one disappears very quickly, like within about 3 hours, but that works great for a bedtime scent to me. If I want something kind of cozy and comforting, this is definitely one that I reach for. I prefer this one in the cooler months though, just because I find chocolate a little cloying in the summer. This one is definitely not as potent. So if you like something like chocolate grady, probably stick with chocolate grady because it's a lot more potent. I actually prefer this one. It's a bit more delicate, a little bit more subdued, not so in your face. And for chocolate, chocolate isn't my favorite note to wear. So I really like the balance of this one with the orange and the osmanthus. It doesn't feel cloying to me, but the sacrifice is this has terrible longevity, whereas something like a chocolate grady lasts forever. But for a bedtime scent, this one is perfect for me. The last scent, I find this to be probably one of the most sexy scents there are. I don't know why, but it just does it for me on a big, huge level, and it is Rich Warm Addictive by Zara. Now this is in the men's section of the Zara fragrances, and it's so freaking good. It's intoxicating, it's sweet, it's sensual. I think there's honey in this. There may be coconut. They always change the notes on it, so I'm not quite sure what they're saying is in it right now. But it smells like honeyed vanilla rum kind of smell. It's so sexy. Like I put this on, like I don't ever wear this in the spring and summer because it's too much. It's so sweet. Like it's probably the sweetest out of all these fragrances somehow. It's just thick and sticky and yum. Like it's so awesome. So I love wearing this one. I find it extremely uber sexy. It's one that really does it for me. The new edition I think lasts longer than this one. Like this one's pretty old. But I absolutely love this. I find it sensual. It's a little bit liquored. Like it smells like, ooh, it just smells so freaking yummy. Like what the heck? This just smells like a honeyed, boozy, vanillic, I don't know, like it's so intoxicating. Like this is a scent that I find extremely addictive, and anytime I put it on, I'm like, ooh, like you want to talk, you know, hearing Barry White when you put on a fragrance. For me, I put this on and Barry White starts to sing it. Like I just love this fragrance. So yeah, highly recommend. I think it's like 25 bucks. So you can't go wrong. All of these are winners in my book. This would be my least favorite just because it's so nothingness, but for whatever reason, I really enjoy wearing it in the bed, particularly in the summer and spring, because it gives me that sweet kind of sugary feel. but it's delicate enough that it doesn't feel cloying in the slightest. These two were kind of my go-to during the summer. This one can be worn all year round. But these three, I love pulling them out in the winter. Really, really enjoy it. All three of them. I would say this is the sexiest, this is the coziest, and this is just a nice sensual kind of fruity fragrance. So anyway, love all of these. What about you? What are your favorite fragrances for bedtime? Leave it down in the comments so that we can all know. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.